So then guys, it's now been about a week since I got my hands on the MacBook Neo, and I've got to say this right at the start, I am genuinely quite astonished by what this MacBook can do for its price. Because when Apple first announced the MacBook Neo and I saw its tech specs, I think a lot of people immediately focused on the things it doesn't have. For example, it only has 8 GB of memory or 8 GB of RAM, a simpler chip compared to the M series Macs, and also it has fewer ports. But actually, living with it for a week, the thing that really stands out to me is just how capable this MacBook actually is in real-world use. And I think the reason for that is because Apple have been very smart with what this machine is supposed to be. This is not trying to be the MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro. Instead, it's trying to do something different. It's trying to make the Mac experience accessible at a much lower price point. And honestly, after using it for the past week, I think Apple may have nailed it here. Now, before we get into the performance and everything else, I want to mention something important that people keep bringing up online, and that is the fact that this MacBook only comes with 8 GB of memory and it's also only got an iPhone chip running it. Now, technically speaking, 8 GB of RAM isn't a huge amount of memory in 2026. But the thing to remember here is that macOS handles memory very differently compared to most other operating systems out there. And if you do run out of memory or RAM, the system will start using swap memory on the internal storage. Now, yes, the storage speed on the MacBook Neo is not as fast as you get like on a MacBook Air, or nowhere near what you get on the MacBook Pro. But the reality is that the kind of apps you're running on this machine, you probably won't notice that slowdown most of the time. And if you do, then most likely you are using apps that are far too powerful for this MacBook Neo. And this is where expectations really matter. Because I always think of that classic old scenario where, let's say, a kid turns around to their mum and dad and say, for Christmas this year, I want a new laptop for games. The parents don't really know much about laptops, performance and things like this, and they go out and buy, little Jimmy over there, a $300 or $400 Windows, laptop. And then the kid gets it Christmas Day, turns around to his parents and say, it's a bad laptop. I can't even run, the latest Call of Duty 6 on this. This is terrible. And the answer is simple. The reason why it doesn't work is because this is a $300 or $400 laptop, and it was never designed to run games like that. And I think this is the thing. This is the exact same situation with the MacBook Neo. Apple for so long have been targeting, for being editors, for video editors, and for, people doing things with 3D pictures, even AI now, that automatically we associate that this machine should be more than capable to do that. And that's not what this device is for. This is not designed to run huge ProRes videos in Final Cut Pro all day long with zero slowdown. When honestly, if you do want to have that kind of capability, then you should have not brought this MacBook. That's what the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro exists for. The Neo is designed for something different here. Now, I'm going to say, once you've understood that and got that into your head, the MacBook Neo actually becomes a really impressive laptop replacement. For the past week, I've been using it for normal everyday tasks, browsing the web, watching YouTube, checking emails, writing documents, editing photos, and even putting together a couple of small video clips from a Disney vacation I did. And it handled all of those tasks absolutely fine. And in fact, most of the time, the MacBook Neo actually feels really fast. Apps open super quick because single core performance is really great on this. Safari runs smoothly with lots of tabs open. I've noticed no slowdown there. And overall, the macOS experience feels exactly like you would expect on a Mac. That's the thing that surprised me the most. And even though this is Apple's most affordable MacBook at only, $599 or $499 with an education discount there, it does feel like a full-on MacBook experience. And for that price, it is brilliant. And even the design is also something worth mentioning here with that price point, because Apple didn't cheap out here either. It still gets that same kind of aluminium body design, which feels really premium compared to other laptops out there that are still using plastic at this price point. The keyboard is really comfortable to type on. It feels exactly the same type of keyboard as that you get with like a MacBook Air, for example. And the trackpad is also excellent as always. Obviously, it's not haptic, but it's still very good for what it is. And the display honestly looks fantastic for, again, a MacBook at this price point, or even a laptop at this price point. Watching videos on this screen looks great. Colors are vibrant, text is sharp, and viewing angles, again, for the price, is excellent. It's very easy to forget that this is supposed to be the most affordable MacBook in the lineup right now. Now, another question you might be asking about is how good has battery life actually been on this machine? Well, Apple claims up to 16 hours of video streaming and even, I'd say 11 hours of web browsing. And over my own testing over the past week, I've been able to get through most days without charging it. Now, I will say this, it has literally got to the end of the battery, but for a full kind of sunrise to sunset kind of battery life, it's been perfect for that. And this is exactly what you want from a laptop like this. You should be able to pick it up in the morning and use it through the day and not have to worry about the battery life. And the MacBook Neo definitely delivers on that. Now, another thing that I think that Apple has got right with this laptop is the simplicity. Now, you only get 2 USB-C ports. That's it. And first impressions, you're going to think, well, that's bad. And especially, you're also going to think that only one of them is a USB 2.0 port and one of them is a USB 3 port. But honestly, what you've got to think here, for most people, that's going to be completely fine. If you're just charging the laptop, plugging in a USB drive, or maybe connecting a small external accessory, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be connecting up multiple monitors to this, RAID storage arrays or professional audio gear. Again, that's the higher end MacBooks. That is what they are for. And what I think Apple is doing right here with the MacBook Neo is something very similar to what they did with the iPhone SE. The whole idea of the iPhone SE was to offer a cheaper iPhone that gives people their first experience of iOS. And once people experience that Apple ecosystem, many of them, eventually get themselves a more expensive iPhone if they need to later on down the line, if that iPhone is not doing the best for them. The MacBook Neo feels like the same strategy here. It's for people to enter into the Mac ecosystem without spending loads of money. And for a lot of people, this might actually be all the MacBook they will ever need. But even if it's not, after say a year or two, and you notice that, well, that's fine too. Because, it might not feel like it's going to start slowing down right now, but obviously I'm going to say this, that obviously if you decide to see that it's starting to slow down and the apps that you're starting to use are more demanding, you're getting more confident with maybe more pro apps, or you want to venture into that area because you've got comfortable with Mac OS, well, that's the point. You simply will trade this in and move up to a MacBook Air or even a MacBook Pro. And by that point, you already know Mac OS inside out and you're completely familiar with it. So after using the MacBook Neo for a full week, my overall impressions is actually extremely positive. This isn't trying to be the most powerful MacBook Apple makes. It's not trying to replace the MacBook Air, and it's definitely not trying to compete with the MacBook Pro. Instead, it's doing something much simpler. It's delivering the Mac experience at a price that we haven't really ever seen from Apple for a Mac. And the surprising thing is just how well it actually does a great job at that. For everyday tasks, the Mac Neo feels fast, smooth, and very easy to live with. And when you combine all of that with the build quality, the display, the battery life, and Mac OS, the overall package becomes extremely compelling, especially that you can pick it from at least $499 with an education discount of $599 standard price. So yeah, after a week with the MacBook Neo, I am honestly impressed. And I have a feeling this laptop is going to be an incredibly popular laptop to buy out there, because for a lot of people, this might be just the perfect MacBook for them. But on that note as well then, guys, what are your thoughts on the MacBook Neo that is out now? Would you like to get your hands on one? Maybe you have got your hands on. I'd love to know your experience on it. And on that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I will see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.